The recent Hamas attack on Israel has sparked intense debate about the appropriate response. Some, echoing former President Trump's rhetoric, advocate for a forceful, overwhelming retaliation, a response so decisive it could be described as letting all hell break loose. While the visceral urge for retribution is understandable given the horrific scale of the Hamas assault, a closer examination reveals the complexities and potential dangers of such an approach. Unleashing unrestrained military force, while emotionally satisfying in the short term, carries significant risks. Firstly, the potential for civilian casualties is exponentially higher in a scenario where restraint is abandoned. While Hamas deliberately targets civilians, a disproportionate response risks alienating international support and fueling further radicalization. The goal should be to neutralize the threat posed by Hamas, not to inflict indiscriminate suffering. A measured response, while demanding patience and precision, is ultimately more effective in achieving long-term security. Furthermore, a strategy of all-out war risks escalating the conflict beyond Israel's borders. Regional players, already deeply involved in the complex geopolitical dynamics of the Middle East, could be drawn into the fray, potentially leading to a wider regional conflict with unpredictable and devastating consequences. The potential for unintended escalation is a serious consideration that cannot be ignored. A carefully calibrated response focused on dismantling Hamas's military capabilities while minimizing collateral damage is crucial to preventing such a scenario. The argument for a swift and decisive response also overlooks the importance of long-term strategic goals. While immediate retribution is tempting, a more sustainable solution requires a comprehensive strategy that addresses the root causes of the conflict. This includes addressing the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, fostering economic development, and promoting a lasting peace agreement that guarantees the security of both Israelis and Palestinians. A scorched earth approach might offer temporary satisfaction, but it fails to address the underlying issues that fuel the cycle of violence. Finally, the international community's reaction to an unrestrained military response must be considered. While some nations might sympathize with Israel's right to self-defense, a disproportionate response could severely damage Israel's international standing and lead to diplomatic isolation. Maintaining international support is crucial for Israel's long-term security and well-being. A measured response, demonstrating restraint and adherence to international law, is more likely to garner support and cooperation from key allies. In conclusion, while the desire for swift and decisive action is understandable in the face of such a brutal attack, the potential consequences of letting all hell break loose are too significant to ignore. A carefully planned and executed military response, coupled with a long-term strategy that addresses the root causes of the conflict, is the most effective path towards achieving lasting security and peace for both Israelis and Palestinians. The pursuit of justice should not come at the cost of escalating the conflict and jeopardizing the prospects for a lasting resolution.